Holder on Sports 1280, New Orleans.
Welcome back, Duncan Holder. Franchise tag fun. And I don't think we'll be seeing that. The last time the Saints franchise tagged a player, I'm going off the top of my head, Jimmy Graham. Am I right in that? Jimmy Graham was the last guy they franchise tagged? Got to be. 2000, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That was when they had the battle over the position and hurt feelings, and they haven't done that maybe in the last couple of years, right?
I mean, they used it on Breeze, but that was before that, right?
That was in 12.
Right.
That was the 12 year. So, yeah.
That would have been it. Yeah, they haven't used it very often. They haven't had to. I mean, that's kind of it's put in place for teams to have leverage and to keep be able to acquire free agents or retain free agents. What I'm curious about, when we're going to talk about some of these players that are going to be restricted, I can't find what the tenders are going to be. That's what I need to know.
I found the estimated values, and I'm wondering if it changes your mind. That's my thing.
That's what I mean. How much are they going to be committed?
Okay. According to overthecap.com, great reference salary cap wise. That and Spot Track are basically the two references I always use. So the restricted free agent, how about let me go through the franchise tag since we've been talking about these numbers, and I'll just say, because the one candidate the Saints have to be potentially franchise tagged, you'd agree would be Kenny Vaccaro, and that's a stretch. We don't see that's going to happen. But for a safety, the projected franchise tag value, it would be the cap hit this year. For a safety would be $11.1 million. No
franchise
for a franchise tag.
No, they're not going to franchise him.
Well, no, I don't think they're going to re-sign him.
They're not.
Yeah,
they're not.
Exactly. I mean, we've
known
this
that,
since the season. maybe for a year we've known that.
Unless something's changed, Kenny Vaccaro will be playing elsewhere next season.
I encourage him to chase the money. Go maximize your contract. I encourage that. Every NFL player, chase the money. Forget winning. Forget all that. Chase the money because your career is limited. And people are like, oh, well, you want to do that? No. Maximize your value always, period, in the NFL. Because your shelf life is nothing like in any other sport.
And the Saints are going to ride or die with the two young safeties they've drafted, Marcus Williams and Von Bell. They've got some depth there. They got Raphael Bush as a veteran. I don't know if they bring him back or not. I assume they'll at least bring him to camp. But
he is a free agent, which
I think they like what they saw.
Not?
I think they like what they saw from the young guys, and they're going to go with those two. Again, those are the decisions they have to make. And I don't think Kenny Vaccaro did anything egregious here. I just think they're moving on.
You draft two safeties, and they're cheap. That's just what it is.
Right.
It's not like did Sean Payton publicly do some things to Kenny Vaccaro? Yes,
Yep.
He yanked him from a game.
Yep.
We've seen that happen multiple times in his career with the Saints. He's been benched or taken out of the starting lineup. Also, Sean Payton did not specifically call him out by name, but
he alluded
to people being penalized every game. You could easily point to the two most penalized players on the team, Ken Crawley and Kenny Vaccaro. That's what he meant. So
is that just a thing for him? It's kind of the dichotomous nature of how his career has kind of gone while he's been a Saint. He's shown flashes of really, really great play, but then there have been just times where he's been unable to obviously either stay on the field for other reasons in terms of committing penalties or
injuries too.
And
injuries too. He's been injured. There's no doubt about that.
I guess it's just kind of the dichotomous nature of it.
Now, if you ask him, he's played through 7 broken vertebrae and a busted aorta, and so. But no, everybody plays for injuries. But no, he's had some significant injuries. There's no doubt. But he's also been suspended. Got suspended for 4 games, and they waited it out, and he finally took it when the Saints were out of it. So there's a lot of reasons, but the number one reason is he wants to go maximize his value. The Saints aren't going to pay him. It's a similar situation as far as dollars and cents when Jermon Bushrod left. They liked Jermon Bushrod, but they weren't going to break the bank for him, and Jermon went and cashed out. And he's one of the more respected players they've ever had, and no off the field or penalties or getting suspended, nothing like that.
Yeah, it happens. That's part of the business of this league, and the Saints are in a better position now at safety than they've been in a while. And they proved last year when Vaccaro was out that they could survive without him. I think that's part of the deal. I think they look at their budget and look at the future and say, where are we going to commit some of these dollars down the road? And you got guys like Mike Thomas that are going to come up. It's just going to happen. You're going to have to start committing big dollars to some of these players you want to retain. They're going to be part of the core.
You're going to pay Mike Thomas. You're going to pay Alvin Kamara at some point. I mean, you're going to pay Ryan Ramczyk at some point.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you're going to pay. Well, obviously, you're going to pay for Marshawn Lattimore at some point because
that's the one you're really going to pay.
Mike, well, that one is because
Thomas and Lattimore, because those are prime positions. All right, so what's the tender?
Okay, so the restricted free agent tender is projected by Over the Cap. The first round tender is $4.2 million. I'm estimating 4.152, whatever, 4.2. The second round tender is $2.9 million, and the original round, which is basically anything after that, $1.9 million. So the players we're going to be focusing in on the restricted part would be Willie Snead, Brandon Coleman, and Delvin Breaux. Those would be the three names most significantly tied to the restricted free agent chatter. Why don't we take a break right here on the show, give you the info when we get back, and then we will discuss where the Saints should go, because this is what they're doing right now. They're figuring out who they're going to let go, who they're going to bring back. Are they going to be – they'll potentially be talking to agents at the Combine of players who they want to try to bring back, or maybe tampering illegally, just like every other team in the NFL. Just happens. Just happened to be talking to this agent, and he just so happens to represent someone on another team we might like. Hey, you never know.
Hey.
Exactly.
It's how you don't want to see how the sausage is made. You just want to put it on the grill.
Well, unless you like the Jets and the Patriots, and they want to get each other in trouble.
Jets and the Patriots, Colts and the Patriots.
Right.
I mean,
all of that.
Yeah, all that.
There's a Patriots theme there.
You definitely don't want to know how a sausage is made.
Just eat it. And
definitely don't want to know that.
All right, we'll talk restricted free agents coming up next. Sports 1280, NOLA.com, the iHeartRadio app. Duncan Holder.